All right, so week 3, and my blue apron's here. Ta-da! Very happy. And I found my child-friendly scissors. So let's open. I'm excited. I've already sneaked at what we're supposed to be getting. I think we're supposed to be getting like a pork dish. We're going to be doing chicken like Alfredo. And then crispy cod tacos. So I'm excited. So we are going to be using an avocado. That's our snippet for the week from the farm. And our recipes, yes, the pork tteokbokki. I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation, but it looks delicious. Yes. And tonight I'm going to be making the spring chicken fettuccine with sautéed asparagus, kale, and rosemary. Should be delicious. And then finally the crispy cod tacos I told you with the cabbage slaw. And chipotle mayo, which is Josh's favorite, so I know he's going to love that. Our space bag. I only call it a space bag because it reminds me of like the giant foil solar panels in space. Alrighty. So right on top, we have our nice and hearty kale. Their produce is always really fresh, so I've been very happy. And then we have our bunch of asparagus, 2 scallions, a box of cilantro, 3 baby radishes, another bunch of asparagus, a little lime, our avocado. Luckily it's not really ripe yet, so I guess we'll hold off on those crispy cod tacos for a bit. We have our fettuccine, yummy yummy. Gourmet pasta. We have a quarter of red cabbage. I guess this is going to be for our slaw. Love red cabbage, great flavor. These are our little Korean rice cakes. That's cool. They look like cheese doodle fingers. These are going to go with our pork tteokbokki, however you pronounce it. And these look like our white corn tortillas for our cod tacos. Our little knick-knack bags. The tteokbokki knick-knack bag. The cod taco bag. This feels kind of hearty, heavy. And then our chicken fettuccine knickknacks. Now to get to the meats. Alright, we're moving the ice pack, the foil. And here is our no antibiotics ever vegetarian fed ground pork. Looks pretty. Okay, and then we have our Tradesman Premium Cut chicken tenders. I love these guys' chicken breasts, so I'm excited. I'm sure the chicken tenders are just as good for our fettuccine tonight. And then the wild Pacific cod. We had the cod last week with the shoyu soba noodles. The cod was pretty good. The soyu soba dish, I'm not sure it was my favorite. I loved every other dish. But this one, I think by the time I had prepared it, since I did it by myself, I don't know, it just tasted cold. I rather have, you know, I'm like a hot meal kind of girl. Alright, so that's it for our unboxing. So I'm going to come back later and I'll prepare the chicken fettuccine because I know we're going to have some mise en place, and then I'll see if Josh will join us for cooking. If not, because I know he comes home late tonight, I'll cook it for myself and leave you guys a nice little video to watch. Okay, so for tonight's spring chicken fettuccine, We're gonna start with our mise en place. I have to wash and chop the kale. And I also have to get a pot of water boiling for the fettuccine. And then I have to wash and chop up the asparagus to add into our meal. So let's get started. But first, our chicken knick-knack bag. Let's see what they have for us. We have some crushed red pepper flakes, some Parmesan cheese, and some creme fraiche. So this makes me think that they've actually forgotten an ingredient. We don't have any rosemary. And the recipe calls for a bunch of rosemary, but we didn't get any rosemary. We got some cilantro. Let me check the refrigerator. No rosemary. So I guess we're just gonna have to settle for garlic parmesan then, which isn't so bad, but the recipe calls for rosemary and I don't have any rosemary, so I don't know what else to do. So let's get started on the ingredients, the mise en place. So I'm going to set a pot of water to boil for the fettuccine. So I've washed the asparagus and now I'm going to chop at an angle. It's so weird. I'm gonna give you a bunch of asparagus like this and then one little baby one. What's up with that? And now for our thin little baby ones. I'm getting much more comfortable with this knife. I was very scared to work with it last week because I cut my finger. I cut my finger. Asparagus is chopped. Now to wash and chop up the kale. Ooh, beautiful kale. Gotta discard the stems before I start chopping it. It makes it a little bit easier. One stalk on. Have our mise en place. We have our asparagus, we have our chopped kale, and we have this. We don't have our rosemary, unfortunately, which is actually kind of disappointing. I'm sure it would have tasted great, but we could add some garlic powder instead. Our yummy salt, well, not yummy, but salt addition, garlic powder, and black pepper. In a large pan, heat 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Got to substitute for butter. We don't have olive oil. Add the seasoned chicken and cook. So we are supposed to cut the chicken into bite-sized pieces and transfer it to a bowl. And then we're supposed to season with salt, pepper, and I'll season also with garlic since we don't have the rosemary. So our fettuccine is boiling, or the water's boiling, so I'm going to toss in our fettuccine. I always like to break them in half so they fit. So I've chopped all the chicken into little chunks, and now I'm going to season it with the salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Some salt. Garlic powder. And mix it all up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a vast improvement. So I checked the Blue Apron box again because I was really surprised that they didn't send us the rosemary. And lo and behold, on the bottom of the bag, or bottom of the space bag, rosemary. We're actually going to be able to eat our spring fettuccine with rosemary. Let's check one of these fettuccine noodles. Yep. They're ready. I just added a little butter to the pasta so it doesn't stick. Yummy. Now, in order to fry these chicken tenders up, I'm adding a little bit more butter to the pan because unfortunately we don't have any olive oil. And while the chicken cooks, I am going to take the rosemary off the sprigs. I'm so glad that I ended up finding the rosemary. It would have been so disappointing not to have the meal as it's intended. So we're going to have a little extra garlic on the chicken, but so what? A little garlic never hurt anybody. I am a garlic girl. So it's like, he loves me, he loves me not. I know my man loves me. I just mailed our save the dates today. Really happy. Because today's also the 16th anniversary of the first time me and Josh started going out. It's when we officially moved from best friends to boyfriend and girlfriend. It was a slightly awkward process, but we got over it fast. Ooh, I hear that butter sizzling. Now that the pan's nice and hot, I'm going to add the chicken. So I've removed all the rosemary leaves from the sprigs, and they smell so fragrant. I think I'm going to have these just later on the table at the wedding. They smell so good. I'm going to flip over our little chicken chunks. They're already getting a little seared. Sizzling chicken. Okay, so now I'm going to add the asparagus to the cooking chicken. I'm going to add the kale to the chicken. And we need a bigger pan. It's overflowing. But I know the kale cooked down really fast. Okay, I'm supposed to add some salt. Some pepper. And they said the red chili pepper flakes, as much as we'd like. Me and Josh like things spicy, so add pretty much everything inside. Ooh, look at that bag. Okay, guess they want you to cut it. Okay, the kale looks wilted, so I'm going to add in the pasta now. I'm going to add the creme fraiche and then any additional water that's needed so the pasta gets fully coated. never used creme fraiche on pasta like this before. I've always usually used like a cream base when I'm trying to do an Alfredo. Well, creme fraiche, but I mean like actual heavy cream. In goes the rosemary. So that little creme fraiche didn't really do anything. I don't really see a cream sauce or anything going here. Maybe it's just supposed to be like a hint of the creme fraiche taste. Because it just looks like regular plain fettuccine pasta right now. Now to plate our delicious food. And sprinkle Parmesan cheese on top. So this is our spring fettuccine with kale, rosemary, some Parmesan cheese, and chicken tenders, or chicken, yeah, like little chicken breast. And it's perfect timing because Josh is on his way home right now. I'll let you know how it tastes. It smells delicious.